Enchilada casserole, enchilada bake. I don't care what you call it. I don't care what you call it. Ready? Let's go. Alexa, turn off. Cheers. Okay, I got a little bit more than 1.5 pounds of ground beef that's been browning up. I removed the extra oil and I'm adding in a chunk of an onion finely diced. In goes a very healthy tablespoon or 2 of minced garlic. In goes a sprinkle of onion powder and a sprinkle of garlic powder. Next goes a tablespoon of tomato bouillon. The smallest, most minimal dash of cumin. Cumin is very overpowering for me, and I don't really use a lot of it. I'm gonna add half an envelope of the sazon Goya with tomato. If you can't find this, it's not a big deal. It'll be fine without. Okay, I'm adding 1 small potato that I cut up in small little cubes. Also optional, but I like it in there. Duh, they know that or you wouldn't be adding it. Stupid. I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And next I'm gonna add some water, just enough to cover the potatoes and get them boiled. Our meat is gonna simmer now, just long enough for our potatoes to cook. In the meantime, let's go make our enchilada sauce. Okay, for our enchilada sauce, I'm gonna add some chile guajillo that I just boiled for 10 minutes. 1/4 of an onion that boiled in here with it, and 2 garlic cloves that boiled in here with it as well. Now, it's hard to say how many chiles did you use because chile guajillos can be like this large or like this small. So it's hard to give a number. This bag was 2.5 ounces and I used the whole bag. I'm also gonna add some of that juice in there. And I'm gonna add a sprinkle of salt. And we're just gonna blend. Final step is we're just gonna strain our sauce. I forgot to mention that I did remove the seeds before I boiled those chiles, but the skin can be a little thick, so we're gonna strain it so that our sauce can be nice and smooth. Don't skip this step. So that's strained, and as you can see, it's just like a bunch of like skin and seeds left behind. You don't want that in your sauce. Okay, next we're gonna thicken up our sauce a little bit. If I were making regular enchiladas, I would not be doing this, but since I'm making a casserole, I want the sauce to be a little bit thicker. You add the water to help it puree, but then you thicken it up a little bit by making a slurry. I got 4 tablespoons of that sauce in here, and I'm adding a tablespoon of cornstarch, and I'm just gonna mix this, and then I'm gonna dump it into my sauce. And it'll thicken up. That way when you cut into your casserole, it won't fall apart and it'll keep its shape. I already have my corn tortillas. I fried them in oil for about 30 seconds, just a light saute. I fried 4 of them, then I put a paper towel, then another 4 paper towel, just so that I could start collecting some of that grease and they're not so greasy, but they're all here and ready. Take our tortilla and we're gonna dip it in the sauce. And lay it flat. There's my first layer. The bottom layer only is gonna have a thin layer of rice. Optional, you don't have to do the rice. You can do just the meat. The recipe for the rice is posted. I posted 2 rice recipes. One, my authentic Mexican rice from scratch, and then a shortcut Mexican rice as well. This is the shortcut one. Top of the rice, another layer of tortillas. Our meat mixture goes on top of that. On top of the meat, we're gonna do a layer of cheese. This is the Mexican blend cheese. What y'all doing today? It's been a minute since I've asked that question. If you're an OG, you know. Next goes a sprinkle of meat again. Top layer is gonna be cheese. And just the last couple little drizzles of sauce. So I'm gonna bake this in the oven just until the cheese is nice and melted. Is ready. Look at that, y'all. Shut your faces immediately. Top with a little bit of sour cream, a little bit of avocado, and a little bit of pico de gallo. That's delicious.